Hello and welcome. In this episode we'll be staying on this site in Potter Heigham and we'll be exploring the local area. Bongo Ben's back, people, living the dream on a campsite in Potter Heigham called Causeway, and it's quite nice. It's a small site, not many pictures at all. So behind me is all the where the boats moor up at Potter Heigham, and then behind me now is literally a fence where there's a static caravan site behind there. It's a different site. So there is not a lot of the campsite to explore, just this road, and then campervans go along this side. Well, they do allow tents as well. Now behind me there's a few people further down. I drove down there and there's not much to see, and they're out sitting there. If I go down there with a camera it's a bit weird, isn't it? There's nothing there, it's just a few people camping down there. So all good, I'm quite liking it. Gonna get out and explore the local area in a minute. Still in Norfolk. Spaces are pretty big here, to be fair. Well, I was hoping to have all of this end to myself, but I don't know if I'm going to, because there's a motorhome just turned up. So yeah, it means he's gonna go either side of me, I would imagine. Ugh, how annoying. I don't really want company. There is another place he said you can go where the statics are. No one's in the statics, but I didn't really want to. Hopefully the motorhome will go there. It said on the website it was £17, and then when I turned up he said 17 and then he said, oh, actually 18. Now, was he trying to squeeze an extra quid out of me? I don't know. But you know what, I'm not that bothered. 18 quid, grass, no electric. I think it's £25 with electric. But yeah, I'm happy. So it looks like it's just the one shower. Nothing too fancy. I like the roof. There's plenty of light in. Well, wood on a better day. 2 urinals. 2 cubicles. Basic, but it'll do the job. And it's 50p for the shower. There's a sink and a fridge, could be a freezer, and some stuff you can buy, toiletries. Information point. Now I gotta say, I do like this fish tank. There's some little goldfish in it. Now I just learnt a valuable lesson. I thought the chemical toilet might have a lot of pressure in it because of the heat. And yeah, I opened the little sluice and I got sprayed. All over my face because I was right next to it. Literally all over my face. Never mind. Oh, we can't sit around on the campsite all day, can we? Let's get out and explore, people. So I'm on my way to St Benet's Abbey. It's 2 miles from the campsite. 2 miles if you go via the main road into Loddham, which is a mile long. Now, if you are going to do that, I wouldn't take kids on that road. But you can walk it and go along the river, which is a lot nicer walk, but it is a bit longer. So something to bear in mind. There is actually still a free car park at St Benet's Abbey, so you can drive here and park without paying, and you ain't got to pay to get in, so all good. Now, you never seen an abbey like that before, have you? And that is because in the 18th century some jerk built a windmill in the middle of it. Yeah, this is the only abbey that was not closed by the dissolutions of the monasteries. In fact, there is still an abbot today. That doesn't really mean anything to me, but apparently it's important history. I came here before and I was walking along. I had this really weird noise come from the field over there. So I went and had a look, and they were cranes. And then I read in the paper, or on Facebook, that the cranes had returned for the first time in 20 years or something like that. And I was here 2 weeks before they printed that, so I would have been one of the first people to see the cranes come back into Norfolk. That's not really useful information for you, but I just thought I'd brag. In its time, this was a huge abbey, and there was a huge wall surrounding it, and the Normans were desperate to get in and to take over the property, but they couldn't because the wall was just too big, and the monks, they had enough supplies to last them over a year. So the monks were really safe in here. But they noticed there was one monk called Ethelwald who they'd see outside the premises, who just looked like he thought too much of himself. He thought he should have been in a better position. So the Normans managed to slip him a note saying that if he was to open the door for them when they take over, the next day they will anoint him as the abbot. So he let them in the middle of the night. They came in and they took over. Now all the monks were peaceful people, so they just said, all right, we don't want no trouble, we surrender. And they anointed Ethelwald as the abbot. The Normans didn't actually respect Ethelwald for being a traitor to his own. And as soon as they'd anointed him, they marched him all the way back to the abbey, and they hung him from the window. So yeah. I've been in here loads of times and it's never been blocked off before. And to be honest, there's no reason for them to block it off. So we're going in. So the windmill was actually built incorporating parts of the abbey. Look, that's the original abbey, and then to the left of it is the windmill. This is one of a kind. I don't think there is any other abbeys, any other windmills built into an abbey like this in the country. You gotta laugh, ain't you? So that was the Abbey, and I'm now going to head off to Hickling Broad. Now from here, from the Abbey, is probably about 3 or 4 miles. So yeah, we're now heading to Hickling. There's like a National Trust nature area, and you have to pay to go through their little exhibition. But I've got a feeling you can get to it without paying, and it's actually closed today anyway, so I couldn't pay either way if I wanted to. But I think we can get to it and have a look around. I have been there before. There's a lot of bird hides and stuff like that looking out over the Broad, and it is a nice day out. So yeah, this is the visitor centre, which is closed. But right here, there is a gate. Now it tells me to go through the visitor centre. Well, I can't because the visitor centre is closed. But let me just go through here. Now there's nothing actually telling me I can't go through here and that I can't be in here. So not only can you get in to have a walk around, but all of the hides, well this hide, is unlocked. And there is a lock on it, so they could lock it. So yeah, Great place to come for bird watching. And I think I say that on nearly every one of my shows so far, but that's because I've been in Norfolk, and Norfolk is a great place for bird watching. So this is Hickling Broad, and it's quite a big Broad. There's a lot more than what you can see, because although you can only see that bit, the Broad actually goes all the way around there. So it is a big Broad. Check out this observation hut. This wasn't here last time I came, this is new. So I've never been in here before, and you can get a better view of the Broad. And there's even a little table. Yeah, you can sort of see the Broad a bit better. Or part of it anyway. A bloody deer jumped out on me a minute ago, and I thought it was a dog. It scared the hell out of me. Took a little bit longer getting back from Hickling because I took the wrong turn, but could push bike it in about 45 minutes, but you can't really walk it, it's just not safe. Midges are everywhere. Biking with the midges was a nightmare. They weren't biting you, they're just flying into your face every 10 seconds. We are surrounded by water, and I should have considered that. Which is one good thing about this site. It's pretty much located in the middle of all the Norfolk Broads. Now you can't walk to a Norfolk Broad from here. Well, you can kind of get to a bit of Hickling, but you could push bike from here to all the Norfolk Broads. So it's going to be some cauliflower, some cabbage, some mushrooms which are extremely well past it, and then, oh yeah baby, fried heart, you know it. Cheers people. Nice and raw in the middle. Flat old Norfolk. Yep, big open skies. It certainly has. So, to be truthfully honest, this campsite is the closest campsite to my flat that I've ever stayed on. I think I live about 15 miles away. So yeah, I've actually push biked here. Yeah, but the weather was funny. Tomorrow's meant to be raining all day. Also, I've got my MOT coming up in a couple of weeks. And yeah, that's often, well, that's not been too bad since I've learnt to weld. Before I learnt to weld, it was 500 quid every time. Now that I've learnt to weld, that's a lot better. Yeah, so hopefully that won't sting me too much. We've also now got the school kids holidays coming up soon, 6 weeks holidays, so I want to get out and make as many videos as I can before then, because my aim for this channel really is to have at least one video uploaded per week. But I don't want to be going out on campsites when the school kids are off. I don't want the hassle. I'll just get as much filmed as I can and then spend the next 6 weeks whilst they're off editing. That's the plan, people. That's the plan. Right, I've got to get some whiskey out in a minute. I can't hold the camera and hold the whiskey. Yeah, I can. What am I talking about? Why aren't I doing that? So yeah, my brainwave of using the other hand to drink whiskey from worked. I don't know why I thought that wouldn't. Never mind. Just having a walk at the minute down this old track. Might as well, something to do. Nice evening to be out. So I do feel that the importance of getting out from time to time on nights like this, evenings like this, or just in general out in the countryside is really good for you. And now this particular path we're on, I remember a few years ago I was working 6 days a week, and I was getting, like, I'd had enough. I was working too much. Nearly buggered over them. I was working too much and I just didn't have any life. It was all just work. And I came down to here and I walked this path. I got towards sunset. Oh, it's just fantastic. And I just thought, wow, I felt completely refreshed. I went back and thought, you know what, I really needed that. Just being out here just changed everything.
Bongo man's living the dream.
So when the van's MOT'd and the kids are back at school, obviously I plan on going a bit further than Norfolk. Normally my road trips have been like long distance, Scotland and Ireland sort of thing. But if anyone has any suggestions, even if there is a place around Norfolk, let me know. Because I want to get out there and see some new places. I've been to quite a few places. Some of them I would love to take you to. Some of them I hope to take you to one day. I really do. But I still want to discover some new places as well. So please suggest some places. Suggest some campsites or suggest some beaches. Suggest anything. Anywhere you think is worthy. Worthy of Bongo Ben. I totally get the whole drinking whiskey from a jar now, you know. I never used to get it, but I do now, because it's just like a whiskey glass. And you get your nose all the way in it, and you get a proper sniff of the whiskey when you're drinking it, and it's a totally different drink to just, you know, a shot glass. Yeah. And then you put your little cap on it. It's camper safe, camper friendly. Put your cap on it, put it in your bag, job done. Fantastic, I'm loving it. Can't believe I didn't wise up to this earlier in life. Never mind. Always time to learn new things. So there's a barn owl keep flying about, and I'm trying to get him on camera, but that's hard. This is a GoPro, it doesn't really zoom. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I've seen plenty of birds today. Plenty of, I think I saw a red kite and a buzzard, and I did see a kingfisher. Always nice to see a kingfisher. Morning everyone. I slept okay last night. I apologise if the footage is a bit grainy, it's a bit dark, it's a bit of a dull day outside today. And yeah, so I'm going to go and have a look around the marina in a little while, and a little bit where all the tourists are. Because this is a popular place for tourists, because you get a lot of people on boat holidays. There is a big marina and there's a lot of places to moor up, so most of the holiday makers here are actually here on boats. So you will find that in Norfolk. It's a great place for boat and holidays. So would I stay here again? Well, there's kind of two answers to that. It's not a site I would refuse to come to again, but the reality is, will I ever come here again? Well, probably not, because this is the closest campsite to where I live, and I often drive down here for the day anyway. So, you know, I just come down here because the weather's going to be rubbish today and I wanted to come out and make a video. So there's no real reason for me to ever come and camp in Potter Heigham again. So I probably won't return here, but that's not because I'm so appalled, that's just because I have no reason to. So yeah, as I've said in all my videos, this is a great place for bike rides and a great place for walking, and it is. Norfolk generally is, to be fair, but there are a lot of tracks around here, you know, and there's a lot of bird watching places, so it's a great getaway. There's not a lot for families to do. There is an amusements in the little village bit, and there is a fish and chip shop, and there's a couple of pubs, but that's it. There's not loads of touristy stuff, but there is, if you're going out in a car, there's quite a bit around the local area that you can keep occupied with, keep children occupied with. So there is stuff around you can do for kids, but within walking distance from the campsite, there's only really an amusement. So you can also hire boats from Potter Heigham and go on a boat trip for the day. There's a lot of places you can fish, so if anyone likes to do a bit of fishing, plenty of places down here, and there is a big fishing shop as well right by the marina. If you stand here long enough in high water, you can watch the boats get stuck under this medieval bridge. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you can join me for the next episode.